you started, you were obviously learning herbal medicine, then you realized you wanted to formulate. How did you come about Formula Botanica, and which courses did you take with us?
So I was always a follower of the blog, especially since I was learning about formulating. And it came to a point where I just couldn't do it on my own anymore. I really needed some sort of formal training. And, you know, I could get up to a point, but the formulas were not coming out consistently. And I was working diligently on my formulas for about a year before I actually signed up for Formula Botanica. And the difference between my formulas before Formula Botanica and the difference after are like night and day, because it really taught me methodology, taught me about equipment, it taught me about how each ingredient functions in a formula and which ingredients act more synergistically together. And my formulas became so much more consistent. And, you know, it was to a point where I could actually feel confident. You know, when you put something on a shelf and somebody buys it and you're like, oh my God, is it okay? And you're like, I don't want somebody's, you know, I don't want anything bad to happen. But there's a confidence that comes with this education in Formula Botanica. And to me, that's priceless.
Wow, thank you so much for amazing words.
Of course.
So which courses did you take with us?
Oh, sorry. So I took the organic skincare and the advanced organic skincare formulation courses.
Awesome. Okay. And what did you experience as you went through the courses?
So it really was an experience of learning or having a deeper insight about the skin science, which really isn't offered, you know, through Google. I mean, you can do extensive research, but when you're specifically talking about skin absorption, how you know, formulas function on the skin, then, you know, that information came through Formula Botanica, and I couldn't find that anywhere else.
No.
And the way that the course reads is very intuitive. So you would just go through the course, you would, you know, read and watch the videos, and then have a little quiz. And it was really just all encompassing. It was about, I mean, I just learned so much. I mean, it was a really great experience.
Oh, thank you. I'm really pleased to hear that. And I know that obviously you've got your amazing brand now. So I wanted to talk to you a bit about the community as well at Formula Botanica, because obviously we have this big community. I know that a lot of the people watching this will either be part of it already or maybe think about becoming part of it. But how did the community help you get started?
The community is so great. They're so warm and welcoming. And, you know, sometimes you would think because there's so many brands out there, because there's so many people making products, that they would have this competitive edge to it. And I don't feel that at all. I don't feel competitive at all. I just feel like if I had a question and I really didn't have time to like look up something, I could just quickly, you know, remind me why shea butter pills in a formula, like, you know, just something very quick, or you know, just, and I have made friends you know, friends that I still talk to from the Formula Botanica group. So I definitely believe that there are lifelong connections, or connections that are long lasting, which is very valuable to me.
That's wonderful to hear. And I see this all the time in our group, how people form these friendships and, they go meet up, obviously, maybe not so much at the moment, given what's happening in the world, but it is really heartwarming. And it's important to us as well that everyone feels like they are working alongside each other rather than in competition with each other, because there is space for everyone in this market. The organic and herbal beauty market is just growing and growing. So the demand is enormous. So coming back to your brand, can you tell us a bit about what your typical day is like as a skincare entrepreneur?
Sure. It's about 80% answering emails. And no, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of fun, actually. I mean, it's hard, but I don't think that I would want to do anything else. I found something that suits me so well and gives me a purpose. And my daily life looks like using my skincare, on a daily basis. And when I look at the box, and take the product out of the box and use it in the bathroom, and I'm like, wow, I made this, and it feels so good, and other people like it too. And making the product is still fun. It's still satisfying. Learning about new ingredients that I want to work with is exciting. I still have that creative urge to make new products.
Yeah.
We're constantly tweaking design. We're constantly working on our content, and I just really couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
That's wonderful. I'm so pleased to hear that you've found your passion. And what's it like working with your partner every day?
Well,
I ask this because I have worked with my partner in the past as well, and I thankfully don't do that anymore.
Yeah. At first, it was really, really hard. And now that we have fallen into our roles, and we've not only created this product and maybe helped some people along the way, but becoming entrepreneurs have helped us grow and transform as well. So we're different people. We've grown into support systems for each other, and luckily it went well. It's going well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We were just saying yesterday, like, I'm so glad I'm in this with you. It's really rewarding, and it's really great.
It's lovely that you've gone through personal growth. I guess everyone does when you start a business as well.
Mm-hmm.
So much about yourself that you never ever realized before, and it all sort of comes out. So you were, obviously once you got started, things were really small. Now you're in 30 wholesale accounts, you said, 30 wholesale locations. So how did you get from that stage of starting out to where you are now? What were the sort of main things you've had to do?
I had to perfect my formulas, and even now I'm still tweaking a little bit here and there. So consistency in formula is number one. If the product that you're selling in your bottle is not good, then then I don't know. But yeah, consistency in the formulas was a big thing. Working on our personal story and not really creating anything out of the sky, not really creating a story that wasn't us. And that took us some time too, to really feel comfortable with the fact that, yeah, we have this story, and it's not like, it's not your typical story. It's two people who met in an organic grocery store where I was working and he was a shopper, and, he asked me out, and 5 years later we have a business. So,
Awesome.
we have stayed genuine to our story, which I feel like anybody who's out there just getting started, your story is so unique, and that's what makes you you, and that's what makes your products part of you. And don't shy away from that. Share your story, because that's what we want to hear.
So I guess the final question I have is, what would you say to someone who is considering whether they should enroll with Formula Botanica?
Well, from my personal experience, it made a big difference in my life, and I can't think that it wouldn't do the same for you. It's given me a wealth of knowledge that I'll just always carry with me, and that's really made a difference in my business. And it's not just formulation, it's branding and good manufacturing process and practices, and and just all the little things that you might have questions about creating your own skincare are answered in these courses. And Sure, there's so much information in the blogs and on the websites, but you really, really don't get what they offer in the courses and all that. And if you're a DIYer right now, or you love working with natural ingredients, or you love beauty, or you see yourself having, you know, a vision for creating your own brand, I would say, you know, it's really given me a whole new perspective, and it's really made me feel good. And you know, when I use these products myself, it just makes me feel so much better, you know.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for saying that about Formula Botanica. It's really lovely.